Hey everyone, it's Jonathan, aka Mountain Body, and it's week 5 of The Artist's Way. Let's get into it. So, this is my third attempt at week 5. So, my first attempt at week 5 was really distracted. I felt like I didn't spend a lot of time with my creative self. I did the tasks, I did the morning pages, I went through the motions, but it didn't just feel like I was really present for that first week. So, I decided to give it another go. And the second week, I had the same experience. And I think that was a result of just letting the sense of urgency slip away. Or in retrospect, I really forgot why I'm doing this program in the first place. And so I have to remind myself, why am I going through all of this trouble? Why am I investing all of this time? Why am I posting these videos in the first place? It's to, teach myself how to show up, start getting myself out there a bit online, just, kind of be more vulnerable and open with my experience as I go through this program. It's to get more in touch with my higher power through the morning pages and the artist state every week, every day. And ultimately, it's also to induce a spiritual experience. And that's a phrase that Julie mentions in one of the very first chapters of the book when she's describing what this program is all about. That phrase is from one of the first chapters, Spiritual Electricity, the Basic Principles. And Julie says, what we are talking about is an induced or invited spiritual experience. I refer to this process as spiritual chiropractic. We undertake certain spiritual exercises to achieve alignment with the creative energy of the universe. After stumbling upon that again and reminding myself why I'm doing this, the importance of this whole process, it became a lot easier to become present this week and to really finish my artist state, show up for the morning pages, be a bit more present and focused with the program itself, and, set aside time to do this video and to work on some projects on Touch Designer, to work on some music. And that phrase, induce a spiritual experience, is something I've been writing a lot in my morning pages this week in order to really drill that home. I want that to become something that pops up throughout my day. Like if I'm working and I'm just sitting at my computer typing away and the phrase, induce a spiritual experience comes along, I think, okay, how can I induce a spiritual experience right now? Because I do believe I can induce a spiritual experience for anything. And what that may look like is like deep focus. I think that's what it's going to look like a lot of the time for me. It can also be reading. It can be going for a walk. It could be prayer. I really am not crazy about meditation. It could be fucking working out. It could be going to a meeting, starting a new project, finishing a project. There's countless things that come to mind whenever the phrase induce a spiritual experience enters my head. And so that's something I've been really trying to drill into my head, and also key to how I've been approaching the program this week. So let's get into the book. Week 5. This week you are being asked to examine your payoffs and remaining stuck. You curtail your own possibilities by placing limits on the good you can receive. You will examine the cost of settling for appearing good instead of being authentic. You may find yourself thinking about radical changes, no longer ruling out your growth by making others the cause of your constriction. And let's answer the questions. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? Are you starting to like them at all? So I did all 7 this week. And yeah, like I've mentioned before, the morning pages have become a crucial part of my morning routine. Have you discovered the page and a half truth point yet? Many of us find that pay dirt in our writing occurs after a page and a half of vamping. Lately it's been easier for me to just get right to the point as soon as I start writing, to articulate my emotions about the previous day or the upcoming day or any situation that may be on my head and just get straight to it. There was a considerable period of time where I was kind of blocking myself from just getting straight to the point. There were feelings that I was afraid to feel. straight up. So I would not dissect them or even just write them plainly on the page in fear that they'd become concrete. And lately, it's become a lot easier to do that because I'm really starting to feel comfortable with the idea that these pages are just me and God. Like, that's it. I can say anything that I want, and I can be as brutally honest as I can be, and there's no consequence. It's just me and God on the page. So developing that sense of safety has been really rewarding. Did you do your artist date this week? Yes. So I spent some time learning the basics of Touch Designer, just enough to where I could actually follow some tutorials on YouTube. And so I followed a tutorial by Acrylicode, built an audio reactive visual, and then took my projector outside to my backyard and synced it up with a song that I'm currently working on. So here are the results. So I think the best part of that experience was waking up early and seeing the twilight kind of change while this shape danced to my music on the tree and the concrete. You know, I'm a total morning person. The morning just hits different. I can't explain it fully, but it was an interesting exercise. And I also made it part of the date to post a reel about it because I recognize that I want to start having more of an online presence. And so I want to get better at making, you know, short form reels that are interesting. The reel definitely flopped and got like 10 likes, but I made it and I finished it and I did, you know, there are several hours going into actually getting the project up and running and tweaking all of the little things to make it react to my song and taking everything out there. So ultimately, regardless of whether or not it flopped, I did show up and I finished something. And that's the most important thing for me to acknowledge and embrace right now. And always, probably. Okay, next question. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. Yep, same bullshit, honestly. Instagram and vaping. And I deleted Instagram from my phone, but I just get on it on the browser. So, yeah. But with vaping, I can literally start. This is so fucked, bro. I'm addicted to this fucking bullshit ass piece of plastic that I saw ads that were telling me it has lead in it. And I mean, I fucking believe it, dude. I can start to feel myself fucking wheezing. Like, what's it gonna fucking take, dude? This is all low key embarrassing. Fuck. God damn it. Okay. But I'm gonna address that. Damn. That's so annoying. In every time that I go through this cycle of vaping to quitting, it reaches a peak of discomfort and pain. And right now I'm at that peak. It takes what it takes for me to just say, I'm fucking done. And then Instagram, yeah, same shit. You know, I'm reaching a peak where it's, you know, painful and it feels like it's against my will and it's really fucking embarrassing. And, you know I shouldn't be embarrassed. It's a thing that is designed to be addictive, just like my vape. And what is making it embarrassing, though, is to be so fully aware of the toxic quality, the way that it hurts me, the way that I feel like it's compulsive at this point, and to still engage. So, you know, ignorance is bliss. That is so real. The awareness is something that just makes it so fucking embarrassing. So, um, it's gotten to the point where I'm gonna need to address it. And man, I'll be real, my willingness is not has my desperation has not reached that tipping point quite yet. But I'm sure it will soon. I hope so. I guess I have the choice. Well, so that's my check-in for this week, keeping it super short and simple. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next week.